Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Simple SBWT Radio. You're here with me, Ali, Prince, Iram, and Shamim. And today we're going to be discussing if the UK should stay in the EU. We start off in why we should stay in the EU. Countries like Germany and France, obviously leading economies in the EU, want further integration, and obviously that would take away UK sovereignty. And what's the most important thing to the UK is our sovereignty for us to have the ability to make our decisions for our people.
I think, Ali, you have to recognise that the EU is made up of 27 member countries. It's not just up to France or Germany or one of them countries to dictate if we should do more political integration. As most other countries are within the EU for the economic benefits, and that's the main reason why the UK are within the EU. So political integration, like right now, I think David Cameron is trying to renegotiate policy, so we don't need to go in more politically.
You mentioned economic benefits, but France and Germany are such big Germany in particular in the EU are such big economic powerhouses that they've got political influence over other countries, and they could easily, I think, influence other countries to come on board with their way of thinking, so that more EU countries are open to further integration.
Maybe we just need to do more negotiation within the EU, maybe make our own treaty, so we have a different policy on how we're within the EU compared to other countries. It doesn't have to be that we're integrated simultaneously in the same way as in Germany or France.
But could that not lead to the UK being excluded, and could that not lead to backroom politics perhaps between some EU countries and excluding the UK to some treaties and whatnot?
I think you said about the UK being excluded. With Britain staying in the EU, within Britain staying in the EU, we're more interconnected in what all the activities, economic, political, and other things as well. Like 80% of our trade is done within the with the EU. So getting out of the EU is going to have huge complications, like with the UK's wealth, especially in these times where it's like, you know, there's like a looming double dip recession coming along.
To add on to Iram's argument, you talking about that would exclude us from the EU, but if we leave the EU, I'm pretty sure we're just going to be completely out. So that's a very flawed argument, I would say.
Ghazi, you also said that we're in a recession at the moment. So as we're in the EU, we spend billions of pounds for different treaties and different. We have to pay the EU billions of pounds every year. Don't you think that money can be spent better if we keep it in the national economy?
But the majority of the wealth is on economic trade, which is arguably, like, you know, the biggest form of wealth coming into Britain. So if we just take Britain out of the EU, it's not only gonna have huge implications for Britain itself, it's gonna have huge implications for all of the other Eurozone countries, such as France, Germany, and, like, you know, there's been a lot of persuasion from the heads of state from the other countries, EU states, persuading David Cameron to stay in. So, and there's going to be a referendum on that very soon. So we'll see.
Again, to add on to Iram, if we leave the EU, other countries such as Germany or France will have huge political influence within Europe. If we completely leave Europe, we're going to lose that influential power of ours. Therefore, we'll become less of a power globally.
Isolated, yeah.
We'll be isolated.
So we're in the EU currently, and we have been in a double dip recession. So, and we can't get out of this double dip recession.
Forecast to be a triple dip recession.
Maybe it's time that we stop spending money, billions of pounds, bailing out countries like Greece, Spain, Italy, Ireland, spending billions of pounds, giving to EU every year. And with this, and the EU want to increase the funding this year above inflation rate. So we're spending too much at a time where we don't have this money.
And at a time where we're cutting down public sector jobs such as police, such as NHS, should we not be spending those billions on our own economy, on our own national security, in terms of more NHS, more nurses, more doctors, more police people on the force, on the front line?
I think the current argument you've linked it completely, and completely is wrong, because currently UK economy is down. We all know we're in period of recession, but however that recession is global. All the Western economies that were completely developed are facing these hard times. leaving the EU wouldn't make a substantial difference. It wouldn't revive our economy completely.
Just adding on to that, Prince talked about shouldn't we spend the billions within the EU? Let's just say, for example, we did get out of the EU. There's no guarantee that this current government is gonna, increase government spending, increase public spending, public sector spending and stuff. So so even if we get out of the EU, there's no actual guarantee that this government will actually provide jobs and, most importantly, wealth to get out of this recession.
But that money wouldn't necessarily have to spend on more jobs and more everything. That money could be put to pay back our debt, which in the long run would put our national debt down.
But right now we're not paying back our debt. We're not paying back a single penny of the debt. We're actually taking back more debt. We're just cutting
exactly.
So we need to cut EU spending.
We're just cutting the deficit. So that is actually added on debt. This is what the Tories don't tell you.
Let's just move on from the economy now. At the beginning of the debate, I mentioned sovereignty. Something else I wanted to add on to that was how EU law overrules the UK law. So again, that takes away sovereignty. That means people who don't live in the UK, who don't know what the UK culture is like, who don't know what the UK is like, they are making decisions on behalf of the British public, on behalf of the British people, which seems nonsensical.
I think the only case where that has actually contradicted EU law is the quite recent case about Abu Qatada. But I think EU law is sometimes quite a good thing for UK citizens, because if UK citizens only abided by the UK Supreme Court, they cannot take the UK government to court. But with the EU law, with the ECHR, UK citizens can take the UK government to court, which would not be possible if there was only one Supreme Court.
But in this case of Abu Qatada, that UK want to extradite him, the UK taxpayers have spent millions of pounds keeping him in super prison, paying his legal fees. So isn't it right that he should be already extradited?
But Abu Qatada's case, there's so many flaws and against. Like Abu Qatada's case, there's no evidence against him about him being linked with terrorism. This is a completely different aspect.
But if he wouldn't be in the EU, he would be sent to USA and be tried over there.
That's just one case. Let's just say if
it
was another
case, specific case.
If it was another case, let's just say in this case he's a Muslim. So we all know how the media have come, how the Muslims are being portrayed in the media. But let's just say, for example, in the future it's someone else. Isn't there being in the EU gives you much more freedom, so much more choices. For example, Qatada, he could took the UK government to the European Courts of Justice and stuff, but it's still going on. But I'm just saying, if it's another person, you have more choice, more freedom.
Moving on from Abdul Qatada, the EU are now trying to impose a law on the UK saying that we have to give the vote to those in prison, even though we've not had a referendum on it. Do you not think that the UK should be able to decide who votes for the government in their own country, in our own country? Do you not think that it shouldn't be Democrats from other countries such as Germany or France or wherever? Should it not be the EU, should it not be the UK government who are voted into power who make these decisions for us?
I think right now you're just hitting up on specific examples and specific cases.
But they're specific examples because they're happening now.
No, but let me finish my argument.
Which could happen further.
Let me finish my argument. These specific examples and specific cases, this is why we want to do a renegotiation, get a different treaty, sign up to something different. Completely isolating ourselves from the EU is not going to be the best of things. It's going to be detrimental to the UK economy, UK politics, UK influence globally.
Let's move on now then. The EU lately has taken on a more political role, which has led to the UK having to give millions of pounds in sort of operations overseas, such as in Bosnia-Herzegovina and places like that. Do you not think that money that can be spent on the UK economy should stay in the UK?
That money would have been spent on international aid, whether it be with the EU or the NATO or any other foreign projects UK would have done, because that is part of the foreign budget. I think right now you're trying to pick up on different specific cases, because this money would have been spent on foreign aid.
But do you not think the foreign budget would be smaller if we weren't in the EU? I
actually think it would be bigger.
Okay, why is that then?
Because within the EU there is there's certain types of states that need help, like you said, Bosnia and Kosovo, and etc. But if we were out of the EU, it would be so much more global. And going back to your case, you said that the money should be spent within the UK, but coming out of the EU, I think because we are in the EU, it's kind of like a priority. Like we have to, like, you know, we have to help our member states out. But if we were completely withdrawn from the EU, it would be so much more other states that wouldn't helping out, and, like, you know, like you say, wouldn't be in the UK economy.
Just to add on, America, the leading economy,
Hegemon.
politically hegemon of the world, have given us advice that they would like us to stay in the EU. I think we shouldn't take that with a pinch of salt. It is actually very important what they're saying.
I think that concludes this debate. It's been a very interesting debate, gentlemen, and I hope we can have one again very soon.
Thank you.
My name is Abin Ali.
My name is Prince.
Iram.
Shamim.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
listening.